Okay. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight to learn more about Food and Supply Source and Constructive Playthings. They are just one of Raise Montana's partners in supporting childcare providers and saving money and accessing resources. So we're a pretty small group tonight. We don't have to be super formal. It is being recorded because we had a few friends and R&Rs request this, but feel free to put your questions in the chat or raise your hand or come off mute. This is your time to connect with these vendors and learn more about how they can support your program. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Chris.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to share a screen and then talk over it as I usually do. So hopefully everybody can see the Share Montana, Raise Montana logo. Yep. Okay. Perfect. So with that said, I'm going to jump into, who we are. I know we've been participating, or it seems like it's been years in the making, but finally we've launched with Raise Montana in order to provide great vendors. And we're going to talk to Constructive Playthings, one of my favorites. I've known the folks at Constructive for 10 years with this company and 5 years with the previous one. So 15 years I've been working with them in one way, shape, or form. And they're just a representation of the people we do business with. But in order to understand why we do it, I'd like to give you a quick little history about Food and Supply Source. We've been around for 22 years. We're a group purchasing agency program that allows some excellent savings on food and supplies to our membership. And when I say members, I use that loosely because people think about a membership that you always have to pay for. All our services are free, including our membership. And what we do is we gang a lot of purchases together amongst our 6,500 or so members throughout the United States. We're in 46 states right now, including Alaska. And we've been able to grow that business since 1999. And just, what we started out with food has really kind of transformed itself into so many different areas, including nutritional menu planning, our use of registered dietitians, and then in 2012, Supply Source was born. And in 2015, we rebranded ourselves to really reflect both the food and the supply side of the business. And that's how Food and Supply Source was born. Kind of quickly, what we do, and I talked a little bit about leveraging that buying power amongst all our people. We go to our distributors and say, well, we have this portfolio of a lot of different childcare facilities or human service organizations like sheltering and rehabilitation programs and some nursing homes and assisted living. We're able to really leverage that buying power to get great pricing for our members, for you. But that's only one piece. And this is more center-based than home daycare. But if you're buying food for a center, for your centers, you can leverage our registered dietitians on staff. We'll build out menus that are compliant to CACFP or National School Lunch or any USDA reimbursement programs, and really build savings around that piece. A lot of things that come along with being involved in CACFP or National School Lunches reporting, and we're able to help you with that too. And finally, the one thing that I'm very, very proud of is the dedicated customer service team that you have. I don't know about you, but right now, if I call vendors, I call distributors, I'm on hold for 45-minute wait queue times or voicemails. Well, when you work with us, you get our people in the office. Very, very rarely do you ever get a voicemail. You always talk to a live person. Our goal is very, very simple. Working with our program, we want ease of ordering. We want you to have a great product selection. We're going to give you great savings, and that's again driven by the vendor selection that we have. And if you're on the food program, menu development, and that's worth thousands and thousands of hours and dollars. Our goal always is to put money in that piggy bank, especially now with inflation being as high as it is. Every penny saved can go back into that program. our program is really meant to be an end-to-end solution, a single point of contact. I call it one throat to choke. So often you're always looking at, oh my God, I have to call this person or that person. What do I do? How do I do it? You know what? We're here to help support you. Call us. We'll be able to assist in all areas. So I'm looking at non-food, which is probably more, it's more relevant for this conversation today, is we have 5-6 categories that we really shine in for helping your daycare center, your home childcare center. That's educational supplies. You'll hear about that a little bit. Janitorial, diapers, wipes, paper towels, facial tissue, PPE. All those items, we have a great source for all those items. Office supplies, promotional and branded apparel, we can help with, as well as any IT needs and solutions that you may have. And of course, food. And this is just an example of savings that we offer. This is a larger childcare center where we did, I think they have $2 million a year in sales. And we were able to save them about $400,000 the first year. And that's a typical piece of food savings that's typically achieved with us, with our program. And same thing on janitorial. And this is the same childcare center where, as you can see, the savings is quite large. When we go to market, when we do an analysis, this is what analysis looks like. Basically, is we're going to lay out kind of that, no pun intended, the apples to apples piece, and really show you left, right, and center columns where you are, where we are, where the competitor, or in your case, your current supplier is, what your dollar savings would be, and what that total percentage looks like. And basically, you can almost think of it as a price validation. And we would do this on office supplies or janitorial supplies or anything you need. This is just an example of the food program. I talked a little bit about having a registered dietitian on staff, and we kind of branded this whole piece as a different entity, a different organization, and we call it NutriSource. And NutriSource is really made up of 6 components: the analysis, recipe books, your budget, menus, and production reports. But the best thing is it's reviewed by a registered dietitian. We have several available to us on staff, and based upon where you are, we'll choose the registered dietitian that will review your menus and work with you through menu development. And this is what again, this is kind of what I talked about, is the planning piece to it, the assistance on CACFP or National School Lunch. We can do hard copy menus. So if you're passing it to your parents, we can make that, or we can digitize it. So if you have a menu board out, certainly it's for publication for the parent piece. You know, with inflation being what it is, we've kind of morphed what we've done as it relates to food over the last couple of months. And the best analogy is when you go to a restaurant and you order an entree, you order a steak, which comes with potato and a veg and butter and a roll and so on and so forth. You don't ask what each of the components cost. Your concern is, well, how much is my meal going to cost? Is it going to be $20, $30, $40, whatever it is? And I think that same approach really needs to happen in the childcare environment, knowing what your budget is and then backing into it. So many people get fixated on the cost of the green beans that they forget the overall goal is to meet their budget, but at the same time providing high quality, in stock, great food for the children that they serve. And by taking this approach, this budget-based menu approach, you're able to hit your dollar figure, but more importantly, you're providing great food for kids while meeting your, if you're getting reimbursement, making your reimbursement numbers work for you. Right now, so many people are coming to us and saying, this isn't working anymore. I can't do it. Inflation's up 13, 14, 15, 20% on some categories of food. And you just can't hit the number when your reimbursement is stagnated or set at $6 and change. the USDA is not going to give you more money just because the price of eggs have tripled. You're stuck with that. And if you're stuck in your menu, you're going to eat, again, another pun, you're going to eat the increase. By using this new model, we're able to retool the menus on the fly and allow you to hit your budget, but not sacrificing the quality of the meal. And this is just an example of menu pricing, a 78-cent breakfast or a 43-cent breakfast and snacks and so on and so forth. It's just showing you that how we can build a budget with on a daily basis that fits your needs. And again, I mentioned nutritionals are so important to us. It's so important to our dietitians and to the people we serve. We can break out, and we do break out all the nutritional aspects of your menu and provide you a recipe book. It's always great to know how to cook the products. We're saying, oh, you should be making beef and broccoli stir fry. Well, now you know how to do it with our recipe book. So Mike is our founder and CEO, and really has a commitment to providing high level of service to every organization that we serve, no matter if you're serving 5 children or 500 children, our commitment stays the same. We want you to have the best experience possible. We strive for unparalleled customer service. We try to make sure that every experience you have is great. We only partner with vendors and distributors and service providers that kind of adopt our philosophy, and we're definitely dedicated to making sure that every penny you save can and will go back into your program to make it better, whether that's through, playgrounds or educational supplies or teacher salaries or continuing education. Those things are so important in perpetuating the childcare environment. So we're huge proponents of that. And with that, I'd love to push it over to introduce Seth and Jordan from Constructive Playthings, and they have a great company. Seth is what generation? Second, third generation. Third generation with their family-run company. And with that, I'll pass this over to Seth, and you can take it from there. So thanks everybody for your time today, and I guess we'll take some questions at the end.
Okay. Hi, Stacy and Lee. I know you guys are out in Montana, right? So it's almost dinner time. So with all this food up there, I'll try to keep this as quick and painless for you guys as possible. And what we'll do is we like Chris said, we've worked with them for over a decade plus now. And so they are a great partner of ours. And, we've done a lot of good things together, and hopefully we can bring some benefit to you guys as well. So this is what I'm going to show you. Jordan will post up here our presentation, and we sell toys, so it's fun, but we also have educational side. So I'll give you guys a little bit brief history of our company. And when I'll do that, this is what we use for our new hires that join our company. And so if there's anything, we're in the middle of a slide, feel free to stop, raise your hand, ask a question. But Jordan, go ahead and pull it up as a presentation so we can see it.
Are you guys seeing this screen share? I've got the share on right now.
Do the presentation mode, Jordan.
Yeah, I'm in that. Is that not what you're seeing?
Yeah.
Hit the little button at the bottom next to 73. You see it, Jordan? That little button next to the 73%. When you zoom in and zoom out, the little button at the bottom where you zoom in and zoom out, there's a little button there next to it. There you go. Keep going. Your mouse is there. Just go down, 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 down. Keep going down, 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 to the right. To the right.
Oh.
There you go. Next to that 73. No. You were fine with 73. There's a little button next to that.
I'm blocking it with our Zoom there. Okay.
That little, no, not that one. There you go. That one, hit it.
Okay. Cancel that. There you go. Is that better?
No, I still see it as, do you guys see it differently, or am I still seeing what you guys are seeing?
No,
You guys see a slide that says US Toy Constructive Playthings?
we do, but
It's not in presentation mode. He might need to actually go to his share screen setting and click the
Yeah,
opposite.
maybe that's where it is. Okay.
Don't you love technology? You know,
Yeah,
it's
this
been
is-
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna let my dog out while you guys are doing that real quick.
Lindsay, what were you suggesting that?
Okay.
I was saying that when you hit the share content button, you should be able to click on the various screens to share, and your computer might be set up so that you're on dual screens right now. So it's trying to send something to a different screen instead of
There you go.
Okay. Nothing changed on my end, but it works for you guys. All right.
Yep, it does now.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. Thank you, Stacy. Yeah, go ahead and flip to the next one. Actually, if you go back real quick, we are a family business. And I'll say that at the end, you can see my daughter is in the picture there. That was a long picture of her ago. Yeah, but so we really are a family business, and I was in the catalog as a kid, and this is kind of, I'll quickly go through how we got to where we are and how we can help you. Really, at the end of the day, that's all you care about, is what can we do for you. So we'll go through this, and hopefully you can learn something about our company, and hopefully you guys, if you aren't familiar with us, you'll become familiar with us after this. So go ahead, Jordan. Okay, so most people don't know, Chris alluded to this, so family businesses make up most of our economy. And you guys are also similar to family businesses, where you're small, owned, managed by a few people, and we're a couple hundred people, but this is really the backbone of the company, and most of the time it doesn't get to the third generation. So we are very unique in that regard, where we've made it through, and we're now at the third generation. Okay, so this is how we started. That's actually where my grandparents lived back in the day. They started our company in their living room, and we started with catalogs that were black and white, just like that. And we sold to schools and churches, and we sold carnival novelty supplies. Okay, Jordan. Okay, so we started small with those black and white catalogs, progressed over the eras, and obviously we have a full-fledged internet, omni-channel. We were omni-channel before the term omni-channel existed. You guys can see the progression of our company from my grandparents' living room to the smaller building, to a little bit larger building that became our store someday, to a warehouse at the bottom. In the middle there, that's the one we actually operate out of today. There's 500,000 square feet. And you can see a picture of one of our activities. We took a small picture of us, a handful of us from the office one day, so you can kind of see what it looks like. We used to have brick and mortar stores. Actually, this weekend, so kind of a bittersweet day, we are closing the store, the picture you see there. Amazon has actually changed the game for retail. We used to open up stores and have physical brick and mortar stores. We actually sell on Amazon, so it's one of those things. It's good and bad. The devil you can't live with, and the devil you can't live without. And so we're actually getting out of the brick and mortar side of our business, because it was getting more painful over the years, and we weren't making money doing it anymore. So we decided to exit the retail strategy. So that leads to what I believe in my core, in my heart, is the only thing constant is change. Whether it's your business, whether it's the weather outside, whether it's that kid that you're holding in your hand and he's growing up and getting bigger, everything's changing. We're all moving, ahead and changing. So really that's what I live by. And so we try to encourage our teammates to be a difference maker in the world. So hopefully by the end of this, you're going to know what is the purpose of US Toy, what do we do? And so we'll get through that now moving forward. So here's kind of who we are. We have 3 different companies. I'm going to focus for you guys, for the purpose for you guys. Really what's most important here is Constructive Playthings in the middle. But Jordan and I will quickly breeze through our US toy division just to let you know who we are from. That was my grandfather, and my grandmother was Constructive Playthings. So I'll kind of give you a little bit of a flavor for who we are and what we do on both sides of the house. So again, we started with school carnivals, and we sell novelty toys, party supplies, hats, all those good things. And this is one of our legacy brands. So we'll keep going here. Kid Fun, if you see that anywhere, that is us. So we sell to Chuck E. Cheese. We sell to Barnes & Noble. We sell wholesale is primarily we would sell this, but you can go onto our ustoy.com website if you guys need something, and you can order it that way too. Again, commercial division really drives the boat for this part of our business. As you can see, we sell all different types of customers. And we have a sales rep group. We go to trade shows. We have a commercial website dedicated to just this commercial segment of our business. Okay, so I breezed through that part pretty quickly. Now I'll slow down a little bit. This is the part that kind of matters for you guys. So Constructive Playthings, that's actually a picture of my grandmother. She was a preschool teacher, and she had a preschool, and she turned to her husband at the time, who was getting into toys, and said, listen, I can't find multicultural, multi-ethnic dolls that look like the kids in my classroom. So where can I go get this? And so she's had the light bulb went off in her head. She said, let's just do this ourselves. Let's start making these types of products. And so one of the things that she took from being a classroom teacher herself was that she wanted the quality of the product to last. She wanted to last through, 20 kids playing with it at one time, classroom over classroom over classroom, the things that you guys deal with on a day in, day out basis. She wanted non-violent, obviously non-violent toys, but quality was her hallmark. Then that's what we carry through today. And actually that item at the bottom, that's the same item we carry in the same packaging. We've had that since the company started. It's one of the classic, red blocks that you guys probably have in your classroom that you guys probably remember as growing up as kids. So, we try to carry through on some of those, but we also innovate, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second here. So we have merchants on our team that are former educators, just like my grandmother, who actually designed and developed the product. We can't bring someone off the street who's just a buyer per se to buy these items. We need someone who's credentialed, who understands why we're picking what we're picking, what is the reasons behind the product. So just so you guys know, it's developed by teachers for teachers is kind of how we look at it. But high quality is really the essence of what we want. So we have all different types of products that are exclusive. We develop furniture, we develop manipulatives, everything all across any category you would find. We really do that, and we develop them in-house. So this item on the right, that's our basket of babies. We sell a ton of those, and that's a social emotional item that we developed several years ago. More recently, we've kind of delved into the eco-friendly. There's an environment here that we want our kids to have and inherit, and we want them to inherit something that we're proud of. So we take our position in that where we're responsible, and we do our part, not only from the product development side and trying to source products, whether it's wood products that have been, harvested in a green fashion, or how we operate our business, which we'll talk about in a minute. But we do things, whether it's LED lights in our warehouse or, solar, we do all those things too, to make sure that we're doing everything in an eco-friendly way across at all ends of the spectrum of where we touch. We also have a playground division, as Chris alluded to earlier. So one of the things that we've done for probably about 3 decades, we do playground equipment, and we do materials inside the classroom. So we can be your one-stop shop, like he was talking about earlier. So we have a playground specialist. We're actually adding someone in next week because we've grown this business so much. So we're really gonna have 2 playground specialists on our staff. And so we basically become your end-to-end supplier. If you need a playground, it's something you don't buy very often. You buy once every 20 years, right? And so you want to make sure you're making a good decision. And so we tailor our products just to the pre-K market, so we're not messing around with things that are in, parks and recs districts. We're not messing around with things that are outside of our understanding and scope. We really focus on everything you can find at a playground. So the surfacing, the fencing, the equipment itself, you basically, you can dream up what you want and give us your budget, and we can give you all kinds of options and explore things with you in that regard. And we try to stay current, very, very current with, there's inclusion playgrounds now that have, where kids in a wheelchair can do a merry-go-round. There's natural playgrounds that have wood logs as their slides. We do everything. So it's just really what you guys dream up. We can go find it for you. And we have a whole network of installers that do that for us. So who are our customers? So we have childcare centers, school districts, Head Start, anyone that's got a pre-K program. You know, we sell the chains too. We sell, like Chris mentioned, we sell Bright Horizons, where he used to work many years ago, and KinderCare. So those are some of our customers. So we've been around a while. Like I said, we're entering our 70th year this next year. So we've been doing this for a while, and you can kind of know that you're dealing with someone who's been around the block before, and you're going to get good quality from what we do. We have our Constructive Playthings website. We have a sales team that we've slowly started to build out. Jordan really works hand in hand, you know, with our sales team. He's kind of the glue, if you want to call it that, between all the different parts and pieces of our company, whether it's the warehouse or the sales team or the merchant team. So he kind of works in between everything, and it is great. And he's been with us for how many years, Jordan, now?
Be 10 years in August. So
10 years. Yeah. So, and you'll find that from us. A lot of our employees have been with us for a really long time. And so we don't have anyone specifically in Montana, but if we need to, we can work, whether it's remotely or however we need to make sure that we're servicing you guys and your needs as we need to. So we also have social media. We're actually getting better at this now. And if you guys are on there, go ahead and like us or follow us on Instagram or Facebook. We do a lot of cool things there. We're not about numbers of getting the number of followers. We want to be engaged with our followers. We want to make sure that we're speaking to them about things that are important to them. So we've developed relationships with influencers who love our product, and they're out there, you know, basically using our products in ways that we didn't even think we were about using it. It's really cool to see. You know, we have a certain idea of why we developed and picked a product, and they take it and they adapt it in the classroom and use it in a totally different way that we never thought about. And so people get to share those type of things. It's really cool way to engage with our customers. So our team is doing a really good job with that now. More recently, we have a classroom designer. So again, more resources. So as you can see here is 3D renderings. We kind of give you guys a feel for what a classroom of a typical size would look like, whether it's infant, toddler, or pre-K room. And here's the kind of materials that you would need for it. So if you're opening a new classroom and you need, just a place to start and say, listen, I know I need these NACE accreditation standards. You know, we have all those designations done, and Jordan and our sales team can easily show you, here's a place to work from, to start from, and we can edit and tweak as we need based on your room size, based on your enrollment counts, based on your teachers, the number of teachers you have in a classroom. That's the kind of thing that we can do. So moving ahead, this is our corporate office. We built this from scratch for our own design and use. So it's great. My predecessors, my uncle and my grandmother were very good at building buildings. So we're very thankful for that. And so we have an in-house photo studio. If you guys are ever in Kansas, you have an open invitation to come visit. We have a big product showroom. It's got a model classroom inside of it. Kind of neat to see. We bring in, for our local customers, we do lunch and learns. So they'll come in and we'll kind of give them some good barbecue, Kansas City barbecue. And then, our former educators will get out there and show them. And we get some really good ideas from our customers. Some of our best product ideas come from our customers. And so we'll say, we're working on this. What do you think? And they'll look through our product line. It's really fun. And we also do casting calls at our store for kids that are here local. So that's how we find a lot of our models. So this is kind of just giving you kind of insight into what we do on a day in, day out basis. Here's an aerial view, and you can kind of see we've actually expanded our solar, but those little postage stamp black things in there, that's our solar arrays. We have a lot more now. This picture is old, this Google Earth picture. They need to update Google Earth.
Just launch drone out there. Yeah.
There you go. I guess there's a better one. So we keep expanding our solar panel. It's actually amazing what you can do with that. We're a big believer, like I said, in the eco-friendly thing. We use an RF scan gun system to can pack our products. We have a lot of good long-term warehouse workers that are behind the scenes that you'll never see or meet, but they do a great job for us and work us for many, many years. And really, here's our team. Once a year we go to some kind of fun place. This year we went to in this picture, this is before the pandemic, we went to the zoo here in Kansas City. And really, we just want to make sure we have the right people on our team, like Jordan, and have been here with us for a long time. And again, my mantra that I live by is the only thing constant is change. And, we're constantly evolving and doing that. And, we want to be with people that think like-minded like we do. Sorry. And I'll turn it over to Jordan real quick to.
So here's the offer that we currently have for Raise Montana. And this is something I think you'll notice that we have a coupon code that's 2021, but it's still good. But this is something that we actually developed, I think, prematurely before the shared services site was up and running. But this is an offer that we have to you and to other providers through Raise Montana of a 20% off coupon code that you can use online at our website, constructiveplaythings.com. And this is good for the rest of the year. So we'll make sure, Susie, I don't know if this is something that's on a page or on an ad on your site, but if not, we'll figure out a way to kind of distribute this and get this out to everyone.
Yeah, we'd love to have that. We have, food and supply source, but we don't have this particular one up. So I'd love to get this and share it.
That's really it.
Leave it open to questions now.
You guys have any questions for us?
I kind of have some questions about the food and supply source line, if that's okay.
Sure.
Or okay. So like how do you estimate what it would take to save on food? And if it would be beneficial to sign up with you guys?
Sure. Are you a center or a home?
So we have 2 group homes on the same property, but we're in the process of expanding to a center and a group home.
Okay.
And I have one person right now that I send to get groceries every week. And honestly, she's getting kind of tired.
Yeah, no. And at a certain point, that does not make sense. So the first thing we want to do is we always validate how big or small your location is. And that's always the first thing. Because Cisco, we would use in Montana, Cisco would be our partner, and they would have a $500 a week or $500 a drop minimum for food. But how we go about doing that is we typically do an analysis of what you're currently paying to what our program cost would be with Cisco in this case, and show you if there's savings or not savings. How many children are you going to serve total?
On any given day, we serve about 48 kids.
Okay, so you make perfect size to use a distributor. So yeah, you would save money.
Okay. And I think right now our budget currently sits at about $1,500 a month for groceries.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going after reimbursements?
Yes.
CACFP?
Yes.
Yeah. So by doing this, you're going to take advantage of, you could take advantage of having our registered dietitian who can sign off on menus. We would help you obtain CN labels and everything associated with the CACFP program.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
So it seems like it would make sense. Now, if you had 12 kids, I would say probably not at this time, but 48, yeah, you're hitting that threshold.
Right. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. And how do you get started?
So I can have Jeff DeSilva reach out to you.
Okay.
Okay, and Jeff's my national sales rep, and that's been assigned to Raise Montana.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Stacy, can you send me, or through Susie, can you get me Stacy's information?
Yeah, Stacy, I already got your email from you signing up. So if you're okay with me giving it to Chris, I'll pass it along.
Yes, you can. Thank you.
And I put into chat that first link is just the food and supply source Raise Montana site that has Constructive Playthings, staples, all different kinds of stuff. So you can look there. And then that second one I put in is all of our discounts at Raise Montana. But Stacy will get you connected.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And then for smaller providers, other stuff on food and supply source, some of the other retailers like Constructive Playthings and all are open for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Even things like Staples and Home Depot Pro and any of those providers, they make perfect sense, especially because you're going to use those consistent products day in, day out. You might as well leverage the buying power of some of our larger centers. You have the same access to pricing that they do. So might as well take advantage of that.
So what I mean, I know constructive playthings, but who are your other places that you guys source for supplies?
Sure. So supplies would be Home Depot Pro, which is our janitorial partner. Staples Advantage office supplies. We also have the Office Connection, which is a diverse supplier. It's a woman-owned, veteran-owned, minority supplier of office supplies. We have Constructive Playthings and everything they have to offer. So those are kind of the highlights, the handful of ones that would work. Waste management is another for disposal of trash. And then we have about 40 some odd different niche suppliers at our disposal. Our buying power, just not to razzle dazzle, but it's about $6.7 billion worth of buying power that we have, that we bring to bear through our partnerships.
Okay.
So Stacy, that first link I put in also lists all of the places that Chris just mentioned, as well as a few others. And there's also a place down there to ask for other ones, but we'll get you connected. But yeah, others.
Judy, where did you say those links are? Sorry.
I put them in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So the first one, the foodandsupplysource.com/Raise Montana is our personal page on Food and Supply Source. And then raisemontana.org, discounts and grants, has all of our partners on it. Is it showing up for you?
Okay. Yeah, I found it. Thank you.
Awesome. Folks have other questions or?
I think you guys answered all of mine. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Lee, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you have any questions, feel free to holler. If not, we won't put you on the spot.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, we only have the 15 kids,
Right.
So probably not do us much good, unfortunately.
Not with food, but definitely with Constructive Playthings and some of the other vendors. Believe it or not, you can save a few dollars here and a few dollars there. It definitely adds up, especially as a home provider, a smaller daycare center.
And through that Food and Supply Source page, you can access the page on our site where we can get you set up with your own login, and you can get the special pricing through Food and Supply Source at Constructive Playthings.
Okay. Good to know.
And yeah, that's the same with Staples and all the other ones you've mentioned. You just go through Food and Supply Source, so you don't have to create different, logins with everybody. It's just kind of one throat to strangle. Is that what you said, Chris?
One throat to choke. Hey, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8:30.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to streamline it that way.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great. All right.
All right. Thank you very much for everybody's time tonight.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Have a good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.